Hello again, everyone. I'm Gary Gotzo, and welcome to P1 Broadcasting coverage in cooperation with FTN of Championship Monday. Round 13 of the inaugural season of the ISRA Xfinity Series. We come to you tonight from what a place to end the series season, this season right now here at Talladega Super Speedway, where frankly it's going to be coming down to 5 drivers who will battle it out to be the first ever series champion. Fortunately, he spent the whole season with me, and then he decides he wants to go on vacation on the final week. He can't do that, Mark. Well, Mark did it anyways. So we got joining me in the booth is my good pal, and he joins me on the IIS broadcast whenever the NTT IndyCar Series races. It's Antonio Estrada. Antonio, I know we both talked about this coming in. Neither one of us are really stock car guys, but we certainly love oval racing. And I think we can do a good job tonight at Talladega. 5 guys in it for a championship. You can't really get much more excited. Not an extraordinarily big field, but points are going to matter for every position tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're hoping we don't disappoint here. But yeah, no, psyched to be here. Championship race, and especially at Talladega. What better place to do it? We have 5 guys that are separated by 7 points, which is crazy. Greg Evans, Lionel Polisto, Michael Goodman, Sam Crow, and Matt Wagner. They're all going to be fighting tooth and nail to earn that championship. And, it's going to be very, very tough because with, Talladega, drafting tracks, you cannot get away from the pack. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see if strategy comes into play. I would imagine that it will because of the size of the field. So deciding when to pit, how to pit, how much fuel to take in, if you take tires or not. I mean, I would imagine that there's not going to be a lot of tire wear, but we shall definitely see, and we are in for a very interesting race today.
Well, there are the points on your screen. As mentioned, it is Evans, your leader, tied number-wise with Callisto. However, I believe the tiebreaker is going to go down the win, so Evans has the edge over Callisto 6-2 for wins. Then there's Michael Goodman, who is 1 point back. Sam Crow, who is tied with Goodman, so he also joins him at 1 point back, but Goodman with the tiebreaker with his 2 wins versus Crow's 0 so far. And then Matty Wagner back there still in 5th, hanging on. He's 7 points behind 3rd, or actually really the battle for 3rd, and then overall about 8 points behind the lead. So anything could really happen. Qualifications just wrapped up here as we will get tonight's starting lineup in. But real quick before we do want to show you let's show you the top 5 stats right there. That is their stat lines that we've been watching, and really it's coming down. Besides the wins, it's really going to come down as who gets the top 10, who gets top 5s, and who keeps their car out of trouble.
Yeah, this is a championship race, as NASCAR tries to manufacture it. Well, this is a natural one. They're here on merit, and basically whoever comes out in front, it's probably going to be the champion. So that's going to be super exciting. And as I imagine, not everybody is setting a time on the board, so we have 9 takers that did set a time. Shall we go through their?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, so starting from the pole, one of our championship contenders, that's Greg Evans. He is in the number 7. He's joined by Rick Hollis, who is going to be starting next to him, starting P2. Row 2, we have Michael Goodman, and he's joined by Sam Crow. More of our championship contenders. They're very, very close to each other. Row 3, we can find Sehel Hayes and Chris Reagan, who's going to be starting 6th. Starting 7th is John Bamburelis in the 78 car, joined by Jake Euler in the 15 car. That's going to be starting 8th. Row 4. Moving on to row 5, we have Eliza Indriani, the last one of our takers who were sitting at time, and joined by Lionel Polisto, one of our championship contenders, probably starting 10th. Starting in row 6, starting 11th is Evan Clapper, joined by Justin Kirby in the 58 car. Then we have in row 7, Matt Wagner, he's going to be starting 12th, joined by Hugo Gallas, starting 14th. And row 8 is going to be Bradley Sexton in the number 16 car, joined by Rigney in the 00 machine. And that's your 16 car field.
Not a bad start or field to end the season here. kind of grew this field, starting kind of the season right around 10 or so, and really have kind of grown it and continues to grow. Next season, they'll start races a little bit later to allow more time for the West Coast people to make it.
And I imagine that they're going to be taking it very, very easily here in the first couple of laps to get a feel of the field, see who is driving, how are they driving. And I know that this series is very clean, so I can imagine that, it's going to be a little bit chill for a while, but then it's going to be amped up to 11 later down the road.
And last time this group was at a plate track was Daytona in round 1 of season 1 of the Truck Series, where we had 6 full course cautions. And 6 remains, actually not the record, 7 at Michigan remains the record for this group, whether it be Trucks or Xfinity. Say, hey, Lewis Hayes blinking out. He is in the, I believe he's in the hurricane zone. So he is suffering a little bit of kind of what I suffer on a nightly basis, a little bit of a windy Debbie. Anyways.
Green is out. We are green for the championship race in the ISRA.
Everybody slowly coming up to speed. Greg Evans taking the pole position, not wasting any time, wants this championship. Top line, though, really, there's a top line as all of a sudden hit overdrive. Oh, we got Big John going to the inside wall. I'm going to go caution.
No caution.
Not yet.
But I was about to mention that, a little bit of we were going to see a lot of bump drafting. That's kind of part of the deal that you have to do here in order to go fast. And by the way, what a move from the outside line that had a lot of momentum, and they were able to clear Evans and now take it to the top spot. But any tiny bit that bump draft goes a little wrong, that you're maybe in the quarter panel instead of fully on the bumper of the car in front of you, and that's what can happen. Unfortunately, it happened for Van Voorhees, who hopefully is able to take I think he took a tow, so he should be able to come back soon, because there is one fast repair.
Yeah, one fast repair that they'll be able to execute, and then if he's going to go probably a couple laps down, but if there's any more cautions, he will be benefiting from that, as he would get the lucky dog.
Yep. Yeah, any caution would definitely benefit him. As Evans has been able to take back that point, the first spot, he's being followed by Chris Reagan, now moves all the way to the top.
And they're joined by Euler and
open up the door for
Lionel Callisto. Yeah, Rick D down on the bottom.
Again, lots of momentum on the outside lane. They're being pushed right now. Reagan pushing Evans, and Paul is being pushed by Crow. I thought we were going to see some of those movements a little bit later in the race, but Evans doesn't want to give up the position. He was like, okay, there's a lot of energy that's coming from the inside. I'm going to move to that line, block the momentum. And I'm not sure that he has enough to do it on Reagan. Reagan is going to lead that lap even.
Well, this is one of those tracks that the seasoned stock car drivers are going to be at an advantage over the IndyCar guys. IndyCar does come here in the IndyCar Oval Series about once a year. I call it a bit of a meme race. Basically, IndyCar guys just, stick it on the bottom and send it. And that's kind of how it works out. There really isn't much of a top line that comes in an IndyCar. There isn't any side drafting. There isn't any bump drafting in IndyCar. It's just the bottom line is really the fastest way around here for IndyCar. If you could get down there, and then get to the front, you're going to get yourself a good finish. But those that race here on a regular basis in the stock car know how to make that top line work, mainly because they can use their bumper a little bit to help push that car ahead of them.
Yeah, and a lot of it is also, reading and understanding that there's a strength in numbers. If you only have two cars, like there is right now on the top side, lined up on the inside, those guys are not going to be able to make any real moves here. So you need to wait until you have more cars that are going to be willing to work with you and gain that momentum in order to be able to clear the other guys. Although they're doing a great job right now. They're being very closely linked together. And looks like Rigney actually cleared Reagan for a second.
And he has Matt Wagner all over the backside of him. Wagner needs to get up to the front. He needs to have a good day. He is fifth in the championship coming into today, at least on the standing sheet. So he really, really needs to have a good finish, and everyone else ahead of him a bad day. And right now, the only person having a bad day is Big John Van Ellis. He got spun at the completion of the, at least the first time down the backstretch to the inside there, coming into turn 3. We'll see if he was able to recover any of that. He is currently 1 lap down. See if we get another caution. But very early on here, 6 of 90 on Championship Monday here for the ISRA. We're going to take a week off and then start round 1 of the Truck Series 2 Mondays from now at Charlotte. We'll share the rest of that schedule a little bit later in the broadcast. Reagan, Euler, Rigney, Wagner, Callisto, your top 5. Evans is in 6th, now back to 7th. I think Evans is pretty lucky to have some teammates out there. He has a couple of them, not one that's around him immediately, but really the way that he's come on this season, starting at Charlotte, and then 6 wins later, I don't see a lot of people really willing to help him here on Championship Monday.
We see that Jake Euler is now taking point, and they're actually going to go 3 wide.
Yeah, we're going to go 3 wide. Rigney, Reagan, and Evans, top to bottom there.
Yeah, Reagan got ditched.
Was Reagan? I believe Reagan won our first race at Daytona in the Truck Series. So he should know what he's doing on the drafting side of things here. He is a regular IndyCar regular on the Lionheart Series. The host with the most is now in the lead. Rigney to the front. Wagner pushing him. I don't think Wagner's left his rear bumper the entire time. Here comes Euler aggressively to that line, trying to join it. Well, that might have been might have been Sexton.
I mean, Wagner and Rigney, they're doing a fantastic job being pusher and pushy. They are super closely linked together, and they've been able to lock those bumpers together and move through the field. Like, if you're able to do that for the entirety of the track, you're going to pull up a massive lead. Right now, Bradley Sexton is seems to be, taking advantage of that. There's a huge drop that's coming from those two. But of course, at some point, the car will overheat. The pushing car is going to overheat, so you need to get a little bit of cleaner, as Wagner does right now. You see that he's poking his nose a little bit on the next lane. But here he comes back to the bumper. And just as that, we are single file, basically. Which, again, makes a lot of sense. Right now it's time to, let's make sure that we know where we are. There really is nowhere to go, Talladega, at the end of the day. And maybe try and even save a little bit of fuel. I mean, that's something that can be done, and that will reduce the time that you spend in your pit stall whenever you have to do it. So right now it's a good time to do that.
Take a look at the weather conditions right there. Track temperature is 135. I think tires might be an issue. I don't know. But we get 3 sets. 1 in the car, 2 in the pits, which makes me think that really it's going to be a 2-stopper for everybody. I'm not sure what the ambient temperature is, although the humidity says 0, which I know that is not right for Alabama. Rigney falling to the back. I'm wondering maybe he got a little overheated up at the front. We did see at least one car in practice overheat and blow an engine.
Yeah, I would imagine that you need to take care of the car. If for whatever reason you're redlining all the time, better to just lift a little bit, go to the back of the field, save some fuel, keep your engine in a manageable situation, and not push right now because we are only 11 laps in, a long race to go. Although we are catching Van Voorley, so he's
Big John
2 laps down right now, and there's a little bit of a scramble to get around him. This is also going to help him get back into the draft and hopefully not lose that much time because whenever you're alone at a track like Talladega, it's horrible.
And we do have Mark Murphy checking in the chat. He sent me a picture of him chilling out in his the back balcony of whatever resort he's staying at. Looked pretty nice. I don't think he's near a hurricane.
Good on you, Mark. Enjoy your time.
He's got a cold High Life in hand. It's the champagne of beers.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, they say that. I don't know if it is, but they say it.
Your words are just whatever you want to make them.
Right. Highlight Hugo Gallas back in 13th. He had a podium finish in the VOR DW12 series at Gateway on Friday. That was his best finish in the VOR DW12 series, the iconic series. Looking to take some of that momentum here at Talladega on the bottom. Currently right behind Say Hey Lewis Hayes.
Oh, that is very, very sketchy. Justin Kirby got down a little bit. He was not clear. Greg Evans does a great job of missing that. That was a wreck that didn't happen. Great heads-up driving from the 7 car in Evans.
How are the championship 5 faring? Well, Callisto currently, he is in 3rd. Wagner 5th. Evans 6th. Crow 10th. Goodman 11th.
I mean, if it ended right now, Callisto would be your champion because he's ahead of Wagner.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that with those two. With all the other guys, it's a little bit different because there are some, somebody could potentially come in 3rd or 4th, and maybe somebody else takes a podium, and that would change things. So we're going to need to, do a little bit of math. But at least for Callisto and Wagner, whoever is ahead of the other one. And if it's one of the first in the championship fight, well, they are going to be your champion.
So far, so good. Everyone continuing the trend with the exception of the lap 1 incident with Big John. Everything has been very, very clean, continuing the tradition of clean laps here in ISRA. Last caution, not to jinx it, was at Darlington. We only had 1 caution for 3 laps there. We've had 1 caution combined in the last 5 races, including tonight.
Wow. But, I mean, it's Talladega, so...
It's Talladega. It's like when we went to Bristol. That's where we had the most cautions this year. Like, well, it's Bristol. And Justin Kirby, one of our winners earlier this season, has kind of fallen to the back there. Wondering maybe he is... trying to get a little extra air into the engine, take things nice and easy, knowing that we're only 15 of 90 into this thing. But he did drive all the way from the mid-pack to the front, and now he's going to probably try to do it from the rear to the front one more time.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, again, the guys are taking it, easy for now. I don't see a lot of pushing and shoving. I don't see a lot of bump drafting happening. Again, that's where you can get into trouble if a bump draft goes wrong. I guess we only saw Wagner and Rigney really do it consistently for, the first 15 laps. And now that they are separated, it's no longer happening. Pretty much everybody is keep their distance, just logging laps, which is fine. It's part of the deal here. And a lot of it comes to strategy. When am I going to pit? Who am I going to pit with? again, am I going to take tires? It's going to really depend on to see if the handling starts changing for these guys down the road. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns that we have yet. One thing that I do know is that Big John Van Burelis is trying to get his lap back. He's pushing right now Rigney all the way to the top, and now he's going to dive into, he's going to go to the inside, and that way he's going to be marked as one lap down only. So if a caution were to come out right now, he would be, he had earned the jackpot basically.
Yeah, and well, he just left Rigney high and dry, although Rigney's really been on the high, only one that's been up on the high line for much of this race. I'm wondering up on the high line that maybe the tire wear up on the high line is a little less than those guys running down at the bottom. Maybe he's thinking of a tire strategy here where on that last stop, maybe not even taking any tires because, or the second stop, maybe not taking any tires just because he's been able to take care of his originals so well. There's so many different strategies that these guys can play here, especially when we get the green flag pit stops.
Yeah, for sure. And we think they're going to need to pit twice, so whatever you do in this pit stop is going to really affect what you do in the next one. So, yeah, it's basically a chess match at 180 miles per hour. Ring is still the only one that's on the outside, basically on his own. He's burning much more fuel than everybody else.
Now he is, yeah. And let's ride with the host with the most on the high side and down the super stretch here at Talladega Super Speedway. Getting a good run to the inside, a little bit of side draft off of Euler, who is the leader, classified as the leader. Now Rigney to the front. He is now classified as your leader. Here, watch this bottom line just come back to life here on the low line.
Yeah, and he did a great job on that side draft because, again, he's basically on his own. Nobody's helping him, and he's able to maintain. But that also tells me that he's burning way too much fuel. He's probably going to be one of the first ones to pit if we don't get a caution. And he actually gets credit for leading that lap, Rigney does. It's like Matt Wagner is like, okay, well, if that's working, I'm going with it. He's seeing pop out from 6th place, and he's going to get a huge run. Because, again, everybody else is kind of like being very chill right now, and probably bump drop here. It's a little bit of a... You can bump drop in the corners as well, but, it's ill-advised, especially on lap 19.
Justin Kirby, the purple lap of the 51.090.
There you go. There's the bomb drop.
Oh, you can hear, we're riding along with Rig there. You can hear the revs pick up.
And boom, just like that, they're gone.
Oh, there! Everyone say hello to Stock Car Ace, Matty Wagner. There, he's right in your living room, right there. Say hello to a 0X right there. He bumps him down the backstretch. And that's what it looks like underneath Rigney's car. Inside with Wagner. And he is being pushed by Euler. You could hear the revs pick up when Euler reached him. Or actually, it's John Von Voorellis is there. 21 of 90. I want to thank everyone for watching. Also do want to special thank FTN for hosting us for the remainder of this first season of the Truck Series. I want to give everyone there a big thanks and our extreme gratitude for them. And anybody here watching, and do us a big favor, and the best way to thank them for hosting us for this season is to give them a thumbs up and a subscription to their channel. They have a whole host of other iRacing events that they cover, including The Road to Pro qualifiers on the NASCAR side of things. So check them out. But starting in 2 weeks, ISRA Truck Series will move to P1 Broadcasting. Check us out at P1Broadcasting, youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. P1 as in position 1 Broadcasting. That's where the Truck Series will debut here in 2 weeks. Watching the speed of a lot of these laps in the mid-180s. So, let's see here. What were we doing in the Indy cars? We're doing about, 190s here as a lap average for the stock cars. And what were we doing in IndyCar? 235s?
We were getting, in the draft, we were getting all the way to 250.
250.
At some points. But I would say that for the most part, we were around 230.
Yeah.
220 to 30.
45 miles per hour difference between an IndyCar lap here and a stock car lap.
Yeah, it's done. And that's why IndyCar doesn't come here.
Well, 45 miles per hour does not sound like an awful lot, but go stand next to most of your inner city streets. And when I say inner city streets, like streets inside the city, most of them are right around 45 miles an hour. And just stand and watch the cars go by. And actually just stand right on the curb and then see how fast they go by you. And then add 200 miles to that.
No. Hey, I'm looking at Wagner, Matt Wagner here. He's, he has to go up a lane. He has been doing it for the last couple of laps. I imagine that he really did get a little bit of overheat in his car while he was pushing Rigney there to the front. And I can imagine that Morales is probably a little frustrated that he had, gained one of his laps back, and now he has to, perhaps do it all again. But so far, the racing that we have seen is very, very clean. And I would imagine that we are around maybe 5 to 10 laps away from starting our first pit stop.
Hit a bit of buffering there. I just checked that not showing any drop frames or anything, so hopefully that's just momentary lapse.
Ooh. Jake Hoyler got dumped by Sexton. Let's see what he does there. The 15 is not going to the back or anything. He's now catching up with Matt Wagner. Again, we know that they can do it on their own. They're going to be burning more fuel. But if you time the side draft well, you should be able to get to the front.
Side drafting for me is difficult, and it's because I'm so ingrained with IndyCar in my mind that getting close to the car next to me so I could go faster is really counterintuitive to what we try to do on the IndyCar side of things, because you get close and we invite netcode there, and then and getting close you also invite a collision there, and it's just I can't do it. But so these guys that can do it, power to them, man. It's counterintuitive for everything that I've learned how to drive, at least on the IndyCar side of things.
Yeah, 100%. It's completely different from what we typically do because of what you just mentioned, the netcode. If there was no netcode for us to be worried about, we would be doing it all the time. Because, it should add or at least reduce a mile per hour here, or maybe a fraction of a mile per hour to the other guy. But here it's with the massive spoilers that the cars have, whenever you push that air, it really brings that air down into their spoilers and it slows them down. So it's really an invaluable tool that you definitely have to use in order to get there. Otherwise, you're going to be mired back in the pack. But yes, for us, coming from the Indy side of things, it's completely foreign.
Yeah, for sure.
Rigney and Wagner keep, doing that bomb draft a little bit. They're basically the only ones that are doing it right now. everybody else has like maybe a car width separation or something like that around that time. But yeah, those guys are still pushing. I mean, maybe they are definitely learning like how can how hard they can push, right? And
Yeah.
so it's definitely practice for later in the race.
I'm willing to bet we're about a lap away from pit stops. But before we get there, if you enjoy P1's coverage in the ISRA Xfinity Series on FTN Respect the Stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support everybody by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future FTN iRacing broadcasts. As I mentioned, they have a lot. Thanks for joining us. We are 29 of 30 into this final race here on Championship Monday for the ISRA Xfinity Series. 5 drivers come into today with a chance for the championship. 1 will walk out, and we're expecting pit stops any time now as we're a third of the way through here, the finale at Talladega. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I think that Rigney is going to be coming in.
Whoa. Big John getting down on the apron there. Yes, and that's exactly what we saw. There's a whole host of cars followed by, we got Rigney, Euler, and, on the grass, guys. Hang on. Straighten out. Big John gets, nice dodge by Big John. Euler, that's going to cost him. It's also going to cost Rigney a little bit. I don't know if we're going to have possibly penalties for coming on pit road. We'll see. Do we get held here?
Let's see.
Rigney's going up on the jacks. He's getting the full service.
And they're getting tires, so that tells me that they are definitely, being worn out.
And I think we have a hold on Rigney.
Yep. Yeah, Rigney's...
and I think we have a hold on Euler. So Big John down and away. He comes with friends, but leaves by himself. Sounds like a typical Friday night to me, but anyways.
Wagner is spitting. Sexton as well. Sexton is coming in way too hot. Ooh. I'm not sure if he was able to get it down.
And Iridani spins out coming as well. They take it nice and easy getting on the pit road again. Green flag pit stops. Getting on and off pit road really quickly is really the way that separates you from the rest of the pack. There we see Sexton down off the jacks. And Wagner down and away. We still see Euler on pit road.
And Callisto and Reagan, they have been locked in the bumpers, trying to put a super fast lap in order to get a little bit of a distance between them.
Here's Reagan. Here actually comes the rest of the field. Although, Lewis Hayes is going to stay out. Rick D. Oh, my goodness. Actually, who stayed out? Michael Goodman stayed out. Not Lewis Hayes. Lewis Hayes stayed out or came in. Goodman, now your leader, one of the points leaders. This might be a good opportunity for him. Followed by Gallus. Hugo Gallus.
And Evan Clapper. I imagine that they are going to be pitting in this time by.
Clapper finished on the podium last week. Sam Crow off pit road in front of Greg Evans. Those two are teammates, so they will work together, but both are in the championship 5.
Oh. Clapper
gets to pit road first.
He was third coming in. I'm not sure if he sped. I think he was able to get it down to 55. It really depends on the brake bias that you have there.
I think Callisto sped. He is on a penalty. Rick D sped. He's on a penalty.
But Clapper missed his stall. He had to go back. So whatever he gained by entering a little hotter, he just lost it there.
Gallus down and away cleanly. Clapper down and away cleanly. And Goodman down and away cleanly.
So many things happened during that.
So it looks like we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speeding penalties on pit road that time. A third of the field And here comes the leaders. And there go the leaders, Sam Crow and Evans. And also with them, just on the edge is Kirby. Justin Kirby, just on the edge of the draft envelope there.
Yeah, Goodman, Clapper, and Gallus, they're going to need to hustle if they're going to catch Crow and Evans.
So I hate to say this, but unless we get a caution or something really shakes things up, I got to think Callisto probably now is eliminated.
Yeah, same Rigney as well, right?
Rigney was not in the championship 5, but he was in 6th place in the championship.
Oh, yeah, he was 6th.
Now, Wagner, he stopped at 31.
9th. Yeah, he also got a penalty.
Yeah, I'm not showing any time on pit road, so I don't know if he has to come to pit road again or what.
I have yeah, I don't have any pit time for him. No,
Yeah.
I do.
You do? Okay.
13. No, so he didn't get a penalty.
Say hey, Lewis Hayes, coming off pit road for his stop. But we will shake this out as all the stops are done. Our leaders now, Crow, Evans, and Kirby, 1, 2, 3. A win by Crow.
Would definitely win them the
I
championship.
think would win him the championship.
He's 1 point behind, so yeah.
I think would win them the championship. But if they're at worst, there's a tie, and if there's a tie, then that goes to Evans, who has the wins the tiebreaker with wins. But I think right now, if Crow wins, he is in the seat for the championship. We'll see. What he really wants is he wants Kirby to get around Evans if he can, and that might shake things up. And then the next group right behind him, and they might run him down. This is a group of 4. Clapper, Reagan, Goodman, Gallus. Goodman, the points leader, or the co-leader. He's in this group, and he needs to really work with this group to get that group up to the top 3.
Yeah, the guys up front in this group, Clapper and Reagan, they really need to get together. Crow and Evans are doing a great job on bomb drafting or staying locked, and they actually have been pulling that gap and making that gap a little bit wider. When they came out of the pits, they were around 3 seconds in front of this group. They are now 3.5, 3.6, so it's going up. So they really need to get organized in this group to try and offset that, because otherwise they're going to be just bleeding time.
The second group with Reagan is slowly gaining, very slowly. They'll get there eventually, but they all have to stay in line. So this is the next group of 4, Gallus. Then we go back to Wagner, who is working with Jake Euler, who got the speeding penalty, but is rejoined. These two are working together. Wagner 27 seconds back from the leader.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any penalty directly in my technical scoring, but otherwise he wouldn't be this far back, so he probably got one as well as Euler.
Hugo Gallus, purple lap, 50.793, just sitting at the back end of this train right here, watching it all unfold in front of him and from the front seat of his Mustang. Murph said it's IndyCar is 240 for the lap. Terminal velocity was 262 in the draft. Although I don't remember who got 262, but I remember the 250 laps. I remember all those.
Yeah, it was dumb. Did get a second place though.
Next season, which isn't that far away. So season 4 of 2024. Week 13, iRacing Super Speedway.
That one, I mean, it is very fun as well. It's silly, it's dumb, but it's a lot of fun.
I do have one career win in an IndyCar at iRacing Super Speedway, and I just kept it glued to the bottom.
There you go. So a little bit of a reorganization happening in the second group.
Yeah.
Clapper was sent to the back. Reagan and Goodman have taken point. They are a second. They have lost a second already in that in like a lap and a half. They are now 5 seconds back. They really need to push each other and try and do something different. Maybe swap grab. That doesn't help that much in in stock cars, but they probably need to be very aggressive on the.
Well, here we go.
Here. Although
Goodman to the outside. He was like, let me give me a shot. And again, while they're doing this, they're just hemorrhaging time.
Yeah. Dallas goes with him, but they are basically stuck.
By the time they pull this off, there will be 6 seconds now to that group.
All right, so Goodman is able to clear him. Dallas comes with, and they are just, they need to get better organized here.
$40 of 90 to book. If you're just joining us, P1's coverage of the ISRA Xfinity Series on FTN coming to you from Talladega for Championship Monday. We've completed 40 of 90 laps, almost at a halfway point. If you're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race on FTN and would like to monetarily support us, please find a link to our GoFundMe campaign in the stream description. We realize times are tough, so any donation, no matter the amount, is greatly appreciated.
Well, they're trying to form like a three-car train, trying to lock up, but they need Reagan to be a little closer to Gallas. Last time by, Crow and Evans, 51.92, exact same time for them, and Goodman, Gallas, Reagan, and Clapper, 52.4. So there goes another 4/10, and it shows the difference is now up to 6.5 seconds. And I'm sure Crow and Evans and Justin Kirby, they're so happy right now.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to manage a 3-car battle instead of a whole pack battle.
Yeah.
But right now, Crow and Evans are teammates, and so they are really working together to try to kind of pull away from Kirby.
And they're going to catch Rigney and Sexton soon here. These guys are not a lap down. They're on the lead lap. They're just, all the way back. So, I mean, they're not going to be super happy to be put a lap down.
No,
I imagine
for
that
sure.
There's going to be a little bit of fighting there. That could help the second group. But right now, Crow and Evans doing a fantastic job. They're swapping the lead there. You can see that Evans is now going to be taking point here. Crow is going to join in. And Justin Kirby is just happy to, see them do that. He doesn't need to do anything, but just benefit from the draft that these guys are creating.
And they are thoroughly in the envelope of the draft of the 2 cars in front of them. They will be pulling up into this group momentarily. How will this impact the way they race? And how will that impact the group behind that are trying to run them down? They are there on the super stretch.
I mean, on the other hand, they will be able to save fuel behind them. Like, their fight is not with them.
No. This might be one of those beneficial, I'm not going to pass you. You can stay on the end of the lead lap. I'm going to use you to blow a hole in the air so I can follow through and not have to get as bad fuel economy that I was getting in this pack of 3 by ourselves.
Yeah, and they have a bigger group now. So, whenever there are bigger groups, it brings more momentum to that line. And so if they stay basically in line, one behind each other, that's going to go faster. And they're not going to be, they will not need to be pushing and doing, crazy stunts in order to get those super fast lap times just by riding along. And I think that's kind of the plan here for Evans, Crow, and Kirby.
And now the gap back to Goodman, Reagan, Gallus, and Clapper now 8.5 seconds.
Oof. Yeah, last time by 51.8 for front group, 52.3 for the second group. Let's see what happens this time when, it's been a full lap behind this group of lap cars that they found. So for Evans, it was a 52.0, 52 flat, same for Crown Kirby. And we'll need to wait a little bit until the second group shows up.
51.6, faster that time,
those
guys. Yeah.
Faster, yeah. So they found something. Yeah, there's the aggressive bump that's happening. Reagan and Goodman. But you have to do it. I mean, that's the only way that you are going to be able to catch the guys in front. Well, except for a caution. You don't want to be the caution, right?
Don't be the caution. That's right.
Just like that, we're halfway.
Here is our halfway race summary. 16 lead changes. Again, the key numbers here for the league competition. 0 cautions, 0 caution laps. Although Big John certainly would have liked the caution. he got booted on the end of that first time down the backstretch.
And he's one of the few that didn't speed, but he's still, unfortunately, a lap down to the Jay Coiler, who's running 15th ahead of him.
There's your top 5. Evans, Crow, Kirby, Goodman, Reagan. Although Reagan, take a look underneath the Mustang of Goodman to get at least a position. Yeah,
but
not sure
see,
why they're doing
I don't
this.
Understand
I'm
that.
not sure why they're doing it. Yep, I'm with you.
Because they had found something. They were closing the gap a little bit, and now it's back up to 8.3 seconds. So, yeah, I mean, I understand doing a little bit of a swap trap. That's fine, because the car that is pushing gets a lot of work and gets, the overheating, and you don't want that car to blow up, right? But on the other hand, you should kind of form a plan and talk to the other guys. Maybe they are not even your teammates, but in play tracks, most of the times you don't get to pick who you're working with.
Right.
But you just kind of have to do it with them because they're close to you in the track. But yeah, unfortunately, now it's up to 9.3. So yeah, that rally that they were mounting is fizzling out.
Yeah, we're about coming up on lap 50 here soon, and that's about another 10 laps from where we expect the next round of pit stops to occur. Wow. So right now, my guess is these guys from 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th in this group, their best hope right now is beyond not getting on and off the pit road nice and easy and smooth without penalty, although they got to do that in this next stop. Is they got to hope that one of the guys up in the first 3 has some sort of issue coming to pit road.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the other thing that you could bank on here, and this probably what's happening, because last time by they were 2 seconds lower than the front group, which is crazy. It's massive. So that tells me that they're saving a little bit of fuel in the hopes of maybe having a much faster last pit stop to make it to the end, and maybe not even change tires.
I'm not sure that. I mean, they're 10 seconds right now. I don't know how they can cut 10 seconds off their pit stop.
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so either. But otherwise, I wouldn't really understand it.
And maybe just fuel only, and I mean, fuel only and no tires only saves you about 5 secones in stock car racing. Yeah, give or take.
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends. If the guys go for the full service, it should be around 13 seconds.
Yeah.
That's 4 tires. If you don't take tires and you only take maybe a splash, I'm not sure how long they can go. If they can make it all the way to lap 75, maybe they can have 2.5 seconds of fuel, 3 seconds of fuel, no tires, and just try and gun it. I don't think it would be enough, but I can see that being like a potential plan B, the strategy that's forming out here.
Well, you
Or
might as
just
well.
wait for a caution.
Right. Well, you might as well try it. I mean, you're not going to hurt anything at this point. You might just actually get a little closer. Watching another battle here for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Hayes, Callisto, Rick D, and Iridani. They are all on the lead lap. They all had some issue with the exception of Iridani coming to pit road by a penalty of some sort. These guys
they spun while entering pit road, Adriani.
And I'm not sure what Hayes had. I'm showing again no time for him on pit road, but it was him and Wagner. Whatever happened to him and Wagner, not showing a complete time on pit road. See what they did in the box, but we don't. Actually, we don't even see what they did in the box. We see what they did in the lane, and it's incomplete. So I'm not sure what happened there. But those guys, this group, for the most part, might be driving a little with red-eyed at the moment as they're kind of seeing the mist of what could have been 51 of 90. Back up to the front. There is Evans, Crow, Kirby, your top three. The two cars in front of them are clinging to the end of the lead lap. That is Sexton and Rigney for 13th and 14th. That's actually a battle for position, but I don't think either one of them want to pull out and try to play around for that position right now. They just want to stay in line.
Yeah, for sure. They just want to make it to the pit stop.
In case you're wondering, last time Evans pitted on 31, Crow on 31, and Kirby on 31. So we expect all of them to pit at 60 here in about 8 laps.
Yeah, and again, the guys from 4th on back, I don't know, they came into the pits for the most part, lap 32, Clapper, Gauss, and Goodman. Reagan did come with Evans, Crow, and Kirby in 31, but was stuck in that second group because I think he came in a little bit too hot. But yeah, if they are saving fuel, maybe they're gonna, push it to around lap 70. I would imagine. I don't know. We'll find out. Because the gap now is 12 seconds.
Yeah.
From the lead group to the second group. So, there's definitely something happening. And you can hear it if you go on board with any of the guys from the top group. You can hear the throttle. It's never really full throttle. They're using maybe like 75% throttle, perhaps 50%. Maybe at some points they do go all the way to full throttle, but it's only minimal. They're just using the aid of the draft in order to be there and stay in line.
Well, let's take a drive with Justin Kirby. Currently 183, 184 miles per hour down the backstretch, keeping his revs right in the 7,800 range.
Yeah, he's not pushing at all. You can hear that.
I mean, effectively, if there was such a thing with these cars, this is cruise control.
Yeah, exactly. Cruise control at 185 miles per hour.
Now he's also given himself a little room for the back bumper of Crow. Crow's second, he is third. I wonder if that's maybe helping his engine cool a little bit more effective, more efficient.
It certainly does, but it also, you also have more time to react. So it's just beneficial right now because you don't have anybody behind you, nobody, side by side with you. Better to just have a little bit of a bigger gap to the car in front so that you can, whenever they check up a tiny bit, you are able to predict that more quickly and also to pull off that engine. He's going to be in a really, really good position for the end of the race. Here it is. If everything stays the same, basically. But again, it's Talladega. But on the other hand, it is one of the cleanest Talladega races I have ever seen. So maybe it goes green.
That is the MO for this group. Through the banking, watching the gyro cam rotate there. He's just taking it nice and easy back there. I would suspect, though, that after this next stop, the gloves might come off. But again, I mean, we're looking at still a pretty big, long final stint. Another 30 laps.
Yeah.
And do they want to slug it out for another 30 laps, or do they just wait for the last 10 or so?
Yeah, I think it's more likely to be the latter, because right now what they are all going to be focused on is just to hit your marks. Like, don't speed entering pit road, don't speed while on pit road, don't overshoot your stall, make sure that you're there, and then just do that procedure cleanly. Once you're done with that, they're probably going to come back to the same follow the leader kind of thing, but that they are doing that it's really yielding them so many results right now. Like, they are 12 and a half seconds in front of the second group. And I would imagine that that's going to continue until we have maybe 5 laps to go even, because there is no real benefit for them to start fighting like right ahead.
Gotcha. What would you do in the position of Kirby? Now, Kirby doesn't have necessarily a dog in the championship. He has had a pretty successful season. He's got a win here this season already. He's been on the podium a number of times. He kind of joined mid-season along with some of these other guys. Do you get involved, or you just kind of ride it out here in third? And then if you do get involved, when do you make that final pit stop? Do you go with the lead two, or you wait to go on your own when there's maybe no one on pit road to potentially pick you up in something that they start drama-wise coming to that those cones to slow down?
Oh, I would 100% go for it, and I would 100% pit with Evans and Crow. Right now, everything has been working out perfectly. You know, if I hit my marks in the same way that they do, we're gonna come out 1, 2, 3, and then I get to ride out again as I'm doing, being pulled. Realistically, not necessarily having to strain myself a lot, to strain the car, and then I would definitely go for it. I mean, a win is a win. I know that they're fighting for a championship and that both of them are in the fight. But if I have the opportunity to go for it, especially with, you know, such a huge lead that they have in the second group, I would poke my nose for sure, and I would do it probably with 2 to go.
Pepto Joe checking in chat, saying go Kirby, go Jake. Jake was doing all right. He sped on pit road, though. That's his downfall for today. Again, it wouldn't be such a big of an issue if they're just we'd had some caution laps, and caution laps is not what this league does.
All right, we're getting to that window now.
Yeah.
This time we're going to be starting lap 60. I imagine that they're going to be able to go another one, but yeah, not the guys in front. Sexton just mentioned on the radio that he's going to be pitting. Again, these guys, Sexton and Whitney, they were, you know, going all out. Absolutely no fuel savings, so they are out. They have to pit now. And I would imagine that Evans, Crow, and Kirby are going to stay for another lap.
Yeah, Kirby Sexton there has been has basically been the brick that's been punching a hole in the air for him.
Yeah, and there they go.
To the high side go your leaders. They will go around Rigney and Sexton as they both come on to pit road for their final stop of the day, and hopefully the final stop of the season as they get down to the cones. This time very good and clean on the pit road. Learned a lot on that first stop they did.
Oh, Chris Regan went into the pits a little too hot. Probably going to get another spinning penalty.
And he just punches out.
Oh,
I think he shows a little frustration there and going to, I don't blame him, going right to getting into his pits and then punches out. So now we go back up to the leaders.
But hey, something that happened in the meantime, Michael Goodman and that group that second group, they are now only 7 seconds behind this first group. They have been putting banger of laps last time, the last 3 or 4 laps. And, it was 12 seconds down to 6.5.
Yeah, as soon as they broke ranks, that's when they started gaining.
Yep. All right, so
Evans
the 28 team is mentioning that they're going to be pinning in this lap. I would imagine that that's going to bring Clapper and Gallus with them.
All right.
But let's see what the leaders do. They have been saving a lot of fuel, so it would not surprise me if they are able to go on another lap or so, just to have the pit road to themselves, basically.
I think Justin's been saving a lot more fuel than they have just back there in that fifth spot in line. Now the third spot in line when those other two cars made it the pit road. Here we go.
So there they come.
All your leaders coming down. Look at Kirby's car just fishtail as he tries to bring that down the speed. Everybody getting on to pit road safely. Hopefully no speed limits broken. Oh, Goodman.
Clapper was a little too fast.
And Gallus.
But you see the difference, right? I mean, Kirby, Crow, and Evans, they were able to be like super chill, not take a lot of time. I mean, they took a little bit longer time braking, but they were like, okay, let's do a conservative, safe pit entrance. And the other guys, Clapper, Goodman, and not, they were super aggressive trying to make up that gap. I think we're gonna have a hold here for Clapper.
Oh, look at Kirby on the outside, passing all three of them at the start-finish line, coming off a pit road. And he is now going to cycle back to be the leader. So Crow and Evans, Crow is in front of Evans. That's critical to the championship. Goodman is being held on pit road.
They all sped.
Yeah, I think his championship is done unless we get a caution here. And Clapper, same way. Gallus, I think he's same way.
Yep. Same. they all got caught speeding.
That might help Callisto, Wagner, Hayes, and those guys to actually get a move on the position. And there's Wagner and Callisto. They're tucked together. They are brand spanking new off of pit road for their final stops of the season, hopefully of the year. Last sets of tires.
Ooh. Looks like
oh wow! Now looks like the leaders found the duo that they were running with before, and one more dance partner. Aaron Donnie's involved in this one now.
Yeah.
Rigney's going to go to a high side. He'll go around Sexton for the position, and might bring Kirby.
They're catching Gallus there.
Here's Gallus too.
It's
oh, he's going to go to the middle.
What does Kirby does? Kirby goes to the middle. Yeah, and I'm sure that that's not what they wanted to see. They just want to chill. So after pit stops, resetting your field, it's Justin Kirby leading.
Yeah.
Although you can see him behind Rigney there. Sam Crow, second. Greg Evans is P3. And those are basically the guys that are fighting for the win. Lionel Callisto is fourth, but he's 33 seconds back his group because of that speeding penalty he had on the first one. He is running with Matt Wagner.
That's critical to the championship right there.
P5, and then there's another pair of Hayes and Follis. They're 6th and 7th. Another one of them with Goodman and Clapper. And then there's this group with Rigney, Sexton, Griani, Gallus. They're all fighting for positions, so I'm not sure that they're going to be playing that nicely.
Those two, that group might actually catch Clapper Goodman and Clapper.
But Evans is now taking advantage of that longer line. That's the group that has most of the guys, and he's going to make a move for the lead here. He's going to take it.
Oh, Aaron Donnie almost Ooh, that you don't want to do that in front of the leaders. Grabs it back. I'm sure Evans saw that. He's like, oh, you know what? Let's just guys, line up behind me. Let's go by this group. Oh,
that 9 car seems a little squirrely.
And let's check the weather situation. 136 degrees track temperature. So I think squirreliness might just be down to temperature and a lot of turbulence probably behind that Supra.
Yeah, no, 100%. Kirby is now joining to the back of Crow and Evans.
Yeah, Kirby's going to get him a bit of a run as he had momentum, broke from the draft to Gallas, and now he's going to be right to the back of Crow. And I thought maybe he might, if there wasn't cars on the bottom racing, he probably would have taken that 2 wide. Would have been 3 wide. But he's just going to stay put.
Yeah, I think the name of the game for now is to stay put. You are in a great spot right now. These 3 guys. And just let it come to the last 2 laps. Or at least that would be my game plan, you know. Although it would be good if we were able to clear that group that's behind us. Well, on the inside line.
Whoa, Crow! Whoa. Crow watching his season flash before his eyes going into turn 3 on lap 68.
And look at Evans. He's like, okay, I've had enough. I'm going to slot back in here. Now, Kirby and Crow have a chance to actually, make it past Evans. Oh, this is where bomb drafting gets a little iffy. They're getting a good run. There's a lot of energy coming from that high line. Move Crow to the lead.
I've been in these races before, and you race with a teammate, and they're like, come on, bump me. And I'm like, no. I'm not supposed to do that. And then he bumps me, and I'm like, stop it.
Oh, now Kiri's going to get run over here because they are teammates. Crow was able to get in there. Evans is not going to let him. Yeah, we're getting to the... Oh, but now Dallas is trying to help Kirby a little bit.
Oh, we're watching a heck of a battle. If you're just joining us, this is what looks to be the final stint of the championship season for the Xfinity Series here in the ISRA. You're watching P1's coverage of Championship Monday, round 14 of 14 of the ISRA Xfinity Series on FTN, coming to you from Talladega, where Sam Crow, the man that has been in the championship hunt for pretty much the entire second half of the season, has put it. Oh, Iridani going to the low side, down on the apron. He's put himself in position by a series of just solid second step podium finishes, third step podium finishes, a lot of top fives, but no wins. Looking to win a championship with a win here at Talladega. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so don't miss out on the next race. Also, don't forget your commentary team by sending a donation via our GoFundMe campaign in the link description. We certainly would appreciate it. And we are now looking at 22 go.
And there they go, all of your leaders, Crow, Evans, and Kirby, they are in a line together. I'm sure they're going to ditch him again, Kirby, that is, once they are both clear of the 28 car, if they are able to get clear. But Goodman is putting up a fight. He doesn't want to get past, because that would mean that he would be a lap down, and if a caution can.
And that would, I mean, right now his championship's looking pretty bleak as it is. But, I mean, he knows for any chance that he's got to be on the lead lap or the first car 1 lap down.
Yeah, so everybody's, catching up with this pair of drivers that we were seeing. We had a lot of them.
Well, we got Say Lewis Hayes and Rick D up in 6th and 7th, just ahead of that group.
Yep. Now, smartly, Crow, Evans, and Kirby, they all moved to the inside. It's like, okay, let's just ride it out. These guys are fighting a lot.
Oh.
And again, they are not your 5. None of them are.
And again, the
They're 3 wide.
key players, the ones that are on the lead lap are these 3 cars on the bottom. It's the 8, the 7, and the 58. So it's Crow, Evans, and Justin Kirby in the blue, two-tone blue Mustang there on the bottom, right there.
Yeah, from Black Magic Motorsports. Now there's a lot of cars here. This is not
not the entire field running it out for the win here in the final 20 laps. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap of this group. The critical thing is these guys are now thinking, all right, we're 18 away from this thing. 2 of us are in a championship hunt, and now we decide to catch the group of cars that are a lap down. They got to be thinking, we want to get past this group. This is where stuff happens. And when I say stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Stuff.
Yes,
stuff.
Exactly. Stuff. That's just called stuff, yeah. But yeah, this is kind of the danger zone, right? I mean, they were pretty chill before, but now they are, surrounded by cars all over. We can see that Justin Kirby now is taking all the way to the outside and taking actually the middle. He has a great run. He's gonna clear Pro. Yeah, he's gonna be able to drop back to the middle.
Oh, he's gonna keep
he's making it 3 wide.
Contact! There it is.
Oh no!
All right, well, we'll see how this field shakes out now, because now we have a whole new ball game. A whole new ball game is now involved here. And let's go back in the Wayback Machine, and we're going to watch it. It's right around Justin Kirby.
There's going to be a lot of cars that are going to get their lap back.
And let's see what happened. There's Kirby. He got a run down the middle. He had so much of a run, he didn't want to get behind Iridani, but saw the middle open up. Him and there. Okay, yeah, he doored Sexton a little bit, and then he comes down on up on Goodman, and Goodman's not going to be able to get that lap back. Goodman doesn't touch anything, but I don't know if he has another set of tires to use.
That's right. They only had 3 sets of tires, and I think they used them all. I wish iRacing implemented some way for us to get back on scuffs.
True.
But he's going to be able to, I mean, he's now going to have to ride it out.
So when the caution occurred, Kirby was the leader, so he cycles back to the front after making the contact. Now, does he come to pit lane with so few cars on the lead lap, knowing that he could probably draft up to the front end a little time to possibly get damage looked at? He's coming down on the apron. Is he just going to do a pump fake here, or is he going to come back out? No, he is going to go to pit road.
Interesting. I mean, he must have been told by his spotter that he has damage. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
Wagner coming to pit road. Callisto coming to pit road. Clapper coming. Actually, Clapper not on pit road. Sorry.
But
now he is coming to pit road, though.
That saved Callisto. Callisto now is very, very much back in this one. And
Sexton, I think, is going to be getting the Sexton. Now, do we have the waiver round rule? I think that we will get a waiver round. We're going to get lucky dogs and waiver rounds here. So I think Sexton will get the waiver round.
Yeah.
And then it'll just pick up Sam Crow.
Oh boy. Well, that's Talladega. And we were talking about it. It was kind of the danger zone. I can totally understand why Justin Kirby was like, I have to go now. I have this great run. I'm going to be able to pull back in front of everybody and just stay there. But on the other hand, there is still a lot of laps to go. So
that is our first caution. Our first caution in a while in the series. Last caution we had was back in Darlington for just 3 laps very early on. We're going to reset the field. Iridani has worked their way up into third by just kind of staying out and keeping it clean. We saw Iridani involved in the that group that was fighting it out on the backstretch. And just by how the caution fell, managed to stay on the lead lap. So they get the complete wave around. And with everyone stopping, they stayed out. So Eliza going to move to third. Matt Wagner now is in fourth. Justin Kirby is in fifth. Lionel Callisto sixth. Clapper is in seventh. Say Hey Lewis Hayes is now eighth. And Bradley Sexton is in ninth. Those are, I think Sexton is rubbing through the pace car there. He's anxious to get that wave around call.
Now it's an entirely different ballpark. I mean, you're going to have everybody close to each other. You're going to have some of the guys that are still lap down, hoping that they get another caution, so that they can get back in the lead lap through the lucky dog. Don't really count anybody out. Michael Goodman just went into the pits. I'm not sure if he still had another set of tires. Hopefully he did, because if he does, then he's going to be in a very good position.
Sexton trying to bring his car around quickly, getting the wave around. So we're going to go Crow, Evans, Iridani, Wagner, Kirby, Callisto, Clapper, Hayes, and Sexton. So we're going to get they're going to reshape the field here. I think all the leaders are going to line up together, I think.
Yep, they're together.
So Wagner now back in the ball game. Callisto now back in the ball game. Possibly eliminated is Michael Goodman. He is the last man out looking in. So
yeah, unless he gets a caution.
Right,
quickly.
Right.
And he's able to make it by the field. I mean, the tall order. But yeah, I think it's realistically between Evans, Crow, and Callisto here. Oh, Matt Wagner is also in this. He's the one that is a little further behind, 7 points behind the leader. So I would imagine that a Wagner win would probably need a little bit of a combination here or there.
Yeah, he needs. But he's definitely got himself in a position where a much better position where he was 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, he was 30 seconds behind the lead pack.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 14 to go. We will go green with 13 to go. Sexton has joined the group. Crow, Evans, Iridani, Wagner. Top 4.
Green.
And we are green. Hopefully for the final time this season. And it is Crow, Evans, and Iridani off into 1. I think Iridani wanted to go the high side, maybe go 3 wide. Thought about it differently. Going to stay behind Crow. Crow going to stay on the bottom. Right now, the energy is all on the bottom. It's going to take another lap or so for the energy to come to the top. Iridani pokes out, then brings it back. Nope, they're going to. Oh no! They were actually going to go high, but all of a sudden, the energy in the top side's coming because they're getting a big push from Matt Wagner and
Callisto is doing a great job as well. Big push from Callisto to Wagner and from Wagner to Evans. So that moves that line all the way. Yeah, it moved Evans to the lead. And it's go time now. Oh, Kirby also moves to the top, so they're going to leave Crow and Indriani on their own, basically.
Wagner to the outside, 3 wide at the line. Crow, Wagner, and Evans. Now Evans getting cycled back, and he does not want that. He does not want to go. He's in the middle, as they call it, the sucker hole in the middle, and the sucker hole is really not bringing him forward. It's kind of sucking the balls in the back, and now he gets they pull right down in front of him. That might give him a chance to bring his way to the front again. Oh, Iridani wanting to go high. Cars filled the hole quicker before the Iridani could get up high. Well to go, coming to 11 to go. Yeah, they got that whole energy on the top there, along with the leader that we know that has a lot of speed with him and a lot of pace is Evans. And they're going to push that group of 3 right to the front. Here comes Kirby. Clapper in it too.
Callisto wasn't able to clear Crow there, so he stays kind of in the middle. Evans could have sent it 3 wide, but decides against it.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, contact! Iridani to the inside.
No caution.
No caution, but makes contact with the inside wall. I think their day might be done. That's a lot of pancake.
But again, it's go time, right?
Yeah, it's go time.
And now Callisto to the lead. Kirby getting a great push from Clapper. But that run kind of stalls out.
We just want to remind you, here are the finalists. Right there. And here you see Callisto came in today as a co-leader with Evans. So if he finishes ahead of Evans, and that no other bonus points go Evans' way, and he finishes just 1 point ahead, he is your champion. If they finish tied, more than likely Evans is going to get the championship because the tiebreaker is probably going to come down to wins.
Wagner just jumped out in front of Kirby. Trying to get a push from him.
Yeah, that's Clapper, Kirby, Wagner.
Trying to do a side draft at the same time. Things are getting dicey.
Got a blinker in the back. Say Hayes. Say hey, Lewis Hayes. He's in the hurricane zone, so I'm sure he's transversing the signal through some sort of waterlogged switch.
Well, let's see what Wagner does.
Oh,
yeah, he's gonna
yeah. That's what he needed to do.
What need to do. Yeah,
and that's not good. That is not good for Evans. In fact, Evans really can't fall back any more than that.
No, Evans is gonna need to jump to the outside whenever he has a chance. And they're probably going to need to make it 3 wide at some point as well.
9 to go, 8 to go now.
Euler thinking about it. Going 3 wide. Oh, a little bit of a checkup from the outside. That's going to lose a lot of momentum. That's going to... it's going to be clear all the way into Crow. So they're going to take that, and there go the teammates, Evans and Crow. To the outside.
Trying to get what's right along with Clapper seems to be in the heart of the battle. This is the look from inside his cockpit. He cannot see the car in front of Kirby. He can see Kirby, but the car in front of him just kind of hope that everything is working there. Whoa, we're getting to the outside.
There was a little bit of movement in the inside line. Gallus got a squirrely, but was able to save it.
Of course, everyone's still hearing in their ear. On the outside, still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there, clear by 1. Still there.
Yeah, and white knuckling that wheel. Because you're in that moment where, any tiny mistake will, take out the entire field. You don't want that.
And you get these head of steam, and you can't just roll out of it because the guy behind you is not going to roll out of it. So if you roll out of it, you're just going to get ran over.
Yep. Evans to the lead.
Oh, look
what a great push.
Look how tight this is. Clapper. I thought Clapper was going to go to the outside, make it 3 wide to try. Oh, whoa. Now he's in the middle.
Ooh, Clapper.
Oh.
Gets back in line,
it is dicey back there, boys. 6 to go for the season and the championship at Talladega ISRA Championship Monday.
Ooh.
You're in the right spot. Oh, there we saw Clapper and Kirby. A little contact down the backstretch.
We're getting to 5 to go. Have to go at the line. Here comes Kalisto again with a full head of steam, making a big push on Kirby.
And we got Crow helping Evans. And they are teammates, and this might be helping him to the championship, but how long does Crow actually become a helping hand before he goes, you know what?
There goes Clapper, 3 wide.
3 wide and the 1. Crow to the bottom, rejoins. Oh, no. Oh, Dallas. Oh, wow.
How in the world?
Wow. That might have just cost Crow his shot at the championship. He got back in line. His tire's got to be really high. He's got to take it nice and easy. Oh, Kirby and Clapper make contact going to the 3.
3 wide, 4th, 3rd. Right now it's Kirby and Evans. Evans is taking the lead right now. How in the world?
Yeah, no kidding. How?
I mean, and he's still in this, and he has a great run coming right now to the tri-oval. He's going to make it 3 wide, maybe.
4 to go. I'm not even putting the intervals up. It's all right there in front of you.
I'm still speechless.
Everybody kind of calming down. Everybody calming down. Trying to get reset here. I don't think a lot of shenanigans are going to happen this lap. I think everyone's just kind of calming down, figuring out what the next move's going to be. And then when we go 3 to go, I think we're going to start seeing some moves again. Everyone's still in line.
Kirby seems to be clear of Evans. Oh,
yeah, they're door to door now.
Yeah.
Wagner back to 6th. He was the leader at one point. Now he's cycled back to 6th. He'll want to get back up to the front. All right, I think shenanigans is about to be played here.
Kirby was clear for a split second, but he doesn't pull to the inside. That means that Evans is going to get a great run here. He's going to be keeping the lead.
Callisto's got to know he's got to get in front of Kirby. He's got to get in front of Evans, excuse me. Rick D to the apron. I think he might be just getting out of the way. Letting those that slug it out that are on the lead lap possibly.
That's a gentlemanly thing to do.
Oh, Big John almost over the wall on turn 3. Coming to 2 to go.
Hayes is up to 5th.
Hey, Hayes got. It should be mentioned. Hayes, you might find this pretty impressive in his very first fixed Indy 500 this season. Got a top 5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so he knows what he's doing. He's on the bottom, and he is going to be pulled up to the front. Say, hey, Lewis Hayes to 3rd.
Whoa. Crow got shoveled all the way to the back of the block.
Getting pushed to the outside, keeps it off the wall. Hayes now underneath the yellow line, gets back in line.
Yeah, the globes are off. 11.5 to go. Evans is in a great spot there, though.
We have never experienced a green-white checker in this league.
Oh.
They're there.
We might not. They're very close to the line. No green-white checker.
White flag.
Kalisto getting a great push from Kirby there. I would imagine that somebody's going to jump out and make it 3 wide.
Wagner's got to. He's got no choice. He's got to do it. He's got to go on the outside.
Yeah, he has no help.
Crow could if he wanted to. Wagner to the outside. We're going 3 wide. Euler got a little squirrely. But I don't think anyone's going to help Wagner. It's now going to come down between these top 2. Evans, Callisto, Callisto, Evans, Evans, Callisto coming down to the line through the tri-oval.
Callisto, Kirby.
Callisto.
Callisto got it.
0.029. Kirby just missed him on the outside, 0.039. Clapper fourth, Hayes in fifth. What a finish. And now we just got to see how the points shake out.
I mean, Evans and Kalisto, they were tied, so I would imagine that means that, well, Lionel Kalisto, that's your champion.
I gotta believe it is there.
Unless there is like some bonus laps for bonus points for laps later or something like that. But man, what a finish!
All right, let's get the results in. Lionel Kalisto, your winner. His third win of the season. Greg Evans, second. Justin Kirby, third. Clapper, fourth. Say Hayes, fifth. And Say Hey Hey, excuse me, is in fifth. A great finish for him. Bradley Sexton, sixth. Matt Wagner, seventh. Not exactly what he was looking for. Sam Crow, eighth. Not exactly what he was looking for. Euler, ninth. Hugo Gallas finishing strong with a top 10. Goodman 11th, not exactly what he was looking for as well. Rick D 12th, Iridani 13th, was up in the top 3 at that final restart and got shuffled out, but brings it home 13th. Rigney 14th, Big John, that's not the day he was looking for, 15th, and the same thing for Chris Reagan, finishing in 16th.
We can see that Lionel Kalisto is doing some donuts there, so I would imagine not only celebrating the win, but also celebrating the championship. And we thought that he was out of it.
All right, I want to get to the points page and just keep hitting refresh and see. And let's see if Justin I don't see him right now. I'm gonna message him and see if he wants an interview. There he is. Yep, gotta see you. All right. So we'll bring him on up here. There he is. And I see you now. Justin Kirby, congratulations. So close there at the end. But you're kind of one of this, I think we talked about it last week on the show. It's one of those races that you had nothing to lose, so might as well just send it.
I really wasn't trying to. That was one of those, it was one of those things, like especially the caution. It's like I saw a hole up the gut and I was like, all right, because I was all I was trying to do was thinking if I get myself enough traffic between me and Sam and Greg, I'd have a shot at fighting, 2-on-1 battle there. But no, I kind of goofed and I tabbed Bradley sideways a little bit, and that's what hooked me. And my own mistake made that mess, and I got Michael caught up in that, so I felt real bad about that. But yeah, I hopefully it made up a little bit there that last run.
So after that incident, you made the turn down the pit road. Did you have damage, and did you have another set of tires there that you could use to kind of help make this run on this last the sprint to the end?
Yeah, I hit the right front pretty good. So it's one of them deals where it wasn't worth the risk of. It's like, well, maybe I'll get another chance. It's like, no, just use a fast repair, throw the last set of tires on there because I was taking 2 during the green flag stops. I took lefts the first and rights the second. So I was really good shape there at the end.
Oh, that's cool. We didn't really consider too many two-tire stops. We considered some people making no stops, but also track temperature was pretty hot out there. Was that impacting handling a lot or any at all?
The car was a little bit slidey, but not bad. And my tire wear after the first run, it was minimal even for as hot as the track was. So I didn't even take that into consideration. Just kept throwing 2 on it because the draft trumps tires like here more times than not. So I was better off just trying to keep with the pack and go from there.
Well, congratulations, recovering. I mean, you got to make the recovery, and you brought the car back from on pit road, raced it from the middle of the pack back up to the front, and got a good run coming out of the trial. Just kind of fell short by, 0.039, I think, is what we see as in terms of what it was to the gap to the leader. It was 0.009 to second place, so just a flash of an eye. But I would imagine, despite everything, you're probably mostly pleased. I would also imagine that now that you're kind of used to the league and all and everything, we're probably going to see you in the Truck Series and going to make a run at this Truck Series championship.
As we like to say up here in the more northern parts of the northern states, oh, you betcha.
I understand those parts of the states. I have someone that's not quite from there, but from the Chicago, and they have that accent as well. Okay, shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone say hi to before we let you go, sir?
Oh, just say hi to the guys at Black Magic. They're just always, been, as I've said so many times before, they've been just real good buddies to run around. My brother, the constant support that he shows, and the guy, and Mike with ISRA run bringing the league back after being gone for so long. I was so happy when I first started seeing the guys broadcast again. So I was like, awesome. So. P1 for broadcasting us off just how you've been doing it, and yeah, it's but very, very grateful for where I'm at.
You guys put on a good product that makes it easiest for us to call the race, so thanks a lot. Congratulations. We will see you in 2 weeks in the truck at Charlotte.
Yep, will do. Have a good one, guys.
See ya. All right, let's move him back into the waiting room there. And let's bring up Greg Evans. We do have an updated point situation. We do have a new series champion. Lionel Callisto is your series champion, as by nature of that win. He has a 3-point edge in his championship over Greg Evans, who only joined mid-season and put on a heck of a run. Let's bring him up in here. Hey, Greg, we got you here in the booth with Gary and Tony. That last sprint, I think, kind of messed things up. You were kind of had yourself in a position all day to be up at the front to give yourself a good look at the championship trophy when the checkered flag fell. You ended up kind of doing that, but here comes Lionel Callisto kind of out of nowhere and sneaks one in. So I would imagine you're probably somewhat happy, but could have been happy. There's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda that got left out there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what happens when somebody who's not even in the championship just decides to drive 3 wide between lap cars and try to cause a wreck. I think Justin pretty much knew that me and Sam were together, and we played the strategy right and had the pit stops, and he really didn't have a leg to stand on that last run. And that's just my honest opinion. That's what happens sometimes. I mean, you're in the same chat together with the guy who's running for the championship. So we'll have a discussion later on, or we'll just figure it out on the racetrack. But that's all right.
Well, I mean, you and your teammate. I mean, when did you guys? When were you guys going to stop working together if the plan came all to fruition? When were you guys? Was it just going to go down to the last 5 and then say, okay, let's slug this thing out amongst ourselves?
Well, we honestly didn't really have a plan. I think we were just going to whoever was leading the race at the time, we were going to try to, I didn't expect Sam to stay behind me on the last lap, and I don't think he expected me to stay behind him. Um, but man, we played the strategy just right, hit our pit stops just right, and Kirby just decides to flat foot it and drive between cars and cause a wreck.
Well, let's
Try to reset everything. So,
well, let's talk about
uh,
those pit stops. You guys were absolutely the best all day long. So many penalties on pit road. Did you practice those green flag stops coming into the week, knowing that you might be looking at a couple of green flag pit stops to help decide the championship today?
honestly, no. I didn't turn my computer on until about 8:30, and got in here and just ran a couple of laps, and I don't even know that I practiced a pit stop during practice. Yeah, it's just we do it so much. I mean, like, you kind of know what to expect, and when you're in these groups, you can sit there and practice it all day long. But if you're following somebody, you kind of got to play it off of them, and if you're leading, you got to try to you know have one eye in the rearview mirror and try to keep one eye on the cone to hit it just right. But yeah, there was a lot of a lot of penalties from what it looked like, and we had a few guys have penalties too. But yeah, it's just disappointing. Me and Sam, like I said, we did everything right, put ourselves in a position, and whatever he did, that's on him.
Well, I would imagine, just kind of judging by the tone and the disappointment, that in about 2 weeks you're going to be pretty motivated when the trucks kick off at Charlotte.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna plan on running the whole season with the trucks. I'm not a big fan of trucks, but yeah, the races that we do end up running will be ready. Yeah, like I said, just disappointing. I was really planning on pushing Sam all night, and I know he was a 1 point behind me, but the championship really meant, I think, a little bit more to him than it would have me, and just didn't work out. But that's part of it.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, thank you guys again for broadcasting all these races. I hope you guys come back for the Truck Series, whether whether I'm racing it or not, and Freightliner, Sim Magic, Sim Labs, all my teammates, Lewis, Sam, John, Rigney for hosting it. Um, and just like I said, just disappointed, but we'll try to come back next race and see what we got.
Well, we hope to see you when the trucks kick off here in a couple weeks. But it was a great, in my opinion, it was great to watch you race all season long, starting at Charlotte. I think we all learned a little bit something every time that you got on the racetrack. So it was good to have you part of the series. I think it's healthy to have you part of the series, and I'd very much like to see you do a complete season in trucks if you can. But if you can't, any little bit of Greg Evans we can get, it's a good thing. So thank you very much. Congratulations on P2 tonight and P2 in the championship, and hope to see more of you in the future.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And it was, like I said, it was a blast running with these guys. It was nice having these green flag runs most of the time, and I had a blast and learned a lot myself. So thank you guys for everything.
You got it. All right. A little disappointed, to say the least, I think.
I mean, I would be feeling the same, basically.
Yeah.
Like the dejection of being that close, especially when you execute it to perfection, right? Like you were talking about it, they didn't have any speeding penalties. Pretty much most of the field did. And then a caution, a kneel time caution, basically unravels everything. So I kind of understand it. But on the other hand, that's racing.
Let's just look at the points real quick before we bring Callisto up. So Callisto, 437 to Evans, 434. So a margin of 3. Sam Crow finished in third with 426. Michael Goodman finished in fourth with 424, and Wagner finished in fifth with 419. Top to bottom separated by only 18 points, 19 points, something like that. So to have 5 drivers coming to the final race.
A natural, championship race.
Yeah, not whoever finishes higher than the other guy. Yeah,
I mean, the championship race in NASCAR, it does have its merits. I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but this basically is what happened. Whoever finished and whoever won basically had a great shot at being the champion.
I'm just putting up a little bit of a graphic here. There you go, ISRA Season 1 Xfinity Series champion. We'll bring up Lionel right now. Lionel, 2 for 2, man. I got to tell you, midway through this season, I didn't think it was going to be 2 for 2, but in the last quarter of the season, you closed it, and I don't know if you do sales for a living, but closers be closing. Definitely put a run on the rest of this group, and all of a sudden snuck in there, and by 3 points, become now not only the defending Truck Series champion, but now the reigning and defending Xfinity Series champion. Congratulations on the win, but more importantly, congratulations on the championship.
Hey, thanks, guys. I mean, I got so lucky, like, towards the end, especially this race with that caution saving my butt, because I was like 2 laps short on fuel, and also that speed in the pit road didn't help either. But yeah, it was all luck, honestly, and it helped push from Kirby.
We'll talk about your race. I mean, you had the penalty on pit road. I'm not sure how. I mean, was it just a little over? Were you really egregious? And then you had to serve it, of course. And I think you're just back there turning laps with Wagner, just trying to gain on the group in front of you, and just wasn't happening. I think at some point you guys were 30 seconds behind the lead pack.
Yeah, I was coming in hot. I was gonna lock up, but I was afraid to just spin the car in pit road, so I just took the speeding penalty. But yeah, it was 30 seconds. We were catching up at one point, but then we had to switch because we just realized we're like short on fuel. So it's like either way, we would not have catch up to the pack.
Caution comes out. What do you say to yourself?
I was so happy. I didn't know how to describe it, but like I was like shocked. I didn't think it was gonna be a caution.
So when the caution happens, I mean, I can't recall. Did you come? You came to pit road with the rest of the guys. Wagner came to pit road. Did you come to pit road?
Yeah, I got 4 tires.
So you had a set of tires waiting for you there in the pit. Did that? How was tire wear? Were those 4 tires a big help, or just mentally, that just knowing that you had a new set of rubber on there to kind of bring yourself to the front? I mean, track temperature out there was pretty hot.
Yeah, I just got it just to be safe, and then add a lot of fuel just in case it goes green, white checkers. But yeah, like I had to do it. I just had to be safe.
Get to the front, finally clear. You come down, you get the lead. What's the rule of the day at that point? Just keep the bottom covered, and not come off the bottom at all, and just ride it to the end.
When it got 5 to go, I was trapped down low. I wanted to go up the high lane. If that lane didn't open up, I would have never got around Greg because I was just stuck behind him. But I noticed when Kirby backed off on the second lane, I think it was like 2 to go. That's when I had to make that opportunity to get up in the high lane to get around. But big help from Kirby pushing me to the end. I mean, I would not have got the win without him with that push.
Well, I can't say that. I think mid-season, I don't think really any of us had kind of expected you to. We knew that you had the ability, but we never really thought that you'd make it into the championship round, or the championship 5 in this case, coming into the final race. But what did you do in the second half of the season to kind of get yourself in a position to win this championship? And just focus on consistent finishes, minimizing mistakes. What was the main focus the second half of the season that made you so much better the second half versus the first half?
Yeah, just trying to not make mistakes. Minimize it. But yeah, just try to get like good finishes and set myself up. But yeah, I'm surprised how close it got with the standings. Like I think we're like 1 point with some of the guys.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before, like any other league. Like usually it's like 2 cars fight it out, but I think it was like 6 cars battling for the championship.
Mhm.
5.
Yeah, well,
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
the final 5, yeah, had a definite shot today. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that like down to the last race, especially at Talladega. But
Well-
I mean, it was fun. I had fun with the season. Yeah, like I mean, it was awesome. Happy pulling out the win.
Well, go ahead, just like you did when you won the championship in the Truck Series. Take the microphone, give as many shout-outs, thank yous, anything that you want to say out there. Go right ahead. You earned it. You are the Xfinity Series champion here for the next, I guess, 14 or so weeks before we jump back into Xfinity cars again, maybe again in the future. But now, the next thing after tonight is you put yourself in defense mode because you got a championship to defend to for season 2 in trucks.
Looking forward to it. Thank you guys, Gary, Tony, the broadcast, ISRA, the league, everybody that's involved. I thank you guys. It was fun. I'm looking forward to the next season, and yeah, excited. Thank you guys.
Got it. Go celebrate. We'll catch you in a couple weeks as we go to defend that series championship in the trucks. But go celebrate now, and congratulations. Enjoy this victory and this championship.
Hey, thank you.
And he's going to have a nice trophy. If you see in the Discord server, he's got a nice trophy waiting for him to be delivered. To add to, I believe he got a trophy for the truck series. So 2 for 2 with trophies.
That is so cool. Like physical trophies, man, that doesn't get any cooler than that.
Well, I want to thank you for popping in here and helping me out today. What did you think of this? I mean, again, these guys went very, very much caution-free for a very, very long time. We expected, but we kind of kept waiting for something to happen because, well, it's Talladega, and something always happens at Talladega. And it finally did. It shook up the field, and really, if that caution never happened, I think we're looking at a different story book ending to the season versus what we got. But the caution happened. It brought a couple of the key players that were struggling due to penalties into the lead pack. And then we saw an outright shootout at the end, which I think this series is very deserving of.
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you for having me. I thought this was a great race. Like we were talking about it became a sort of a strategy kind of route, which is not necessarily typical for Talladega, but something that can happen. And we saw that being played to perfection for Crow, Evans, and Kirby at the moment. And, you know, but Talladega is still Talladega, and it's going to get crazy at some point. And, you know, we ended up with that caution that changes everything and sent us into, you know, a dogfight basically till the end. And but still, we saw super clean racing. Like that save from Crow, I could not believe that it happened. I mean, I thought that was for sure going to be the big one. We didn't have that at all. Drivers were very respectful, and you know, I think we saw great racing throughout. And again, I'm very happy to be joining at the end of the season to get to watch such a great championship race where basically whoever ended up winning was going to be the champion at the end. I mean, that doesn't happen naturally very often.
No.
To be able to be part of it, you know, that's super cool. So thank you for having me.
Well, as for me and you, probably good luck to you tomorrow night as the IndyCar Oval Series Top Split broadcast the final of the Triple Crown tracks at Fontana. You got to beat Robert. Robert's got two jewels of the Triple Crown, so you got to beat him.
We're going to try.
We're going to try. And then you and I are in the booth back together next time, Wednesday, August 14th, 9 p.m. and on the ERN network for the IIS Gateway round of the IndyCar iRacing series, which follows the NTT IndyCar series. That will be on the 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's me and Antonio in the booth. But, man, thanks for being a part of today's race. It's always a special it's always weird to come in mid-season and not know all the players. But then, you know, as I describe the season to you and all the players, and you're like, okay. And then all those, it's like the cream rises to the top once again. And all those guys came in, and, we kind of knew what to expect. Based upon, you know, the pre-race briefing, and it really did unfold to the way I kind of thought it might. I didn't really think we would get a caution, but you know, it is Talladega. You know, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So, yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for being a special part of Championship Monday. So, join Antonio and me again next time, August 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Elite Racing Network at Top Split for the IIS at Gateway. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from Talladega is Lionel Callisto, Greg Evans, and Justin Kirby. And by the virtue of just winning that race and sticking it out and just making a heck of a go at it in the second half of the season, Lionel Callisto takes that Truck Series championship and doubles down and becomes now your Xfinity Series champion. Congratulations to him. Join us again in 2 weeks on August 19th for round 1 of season 2 of the ISRA Truck Series as the teams and drivers kick off a fresh new season at Charlotte. Coverage for the trucks begins around 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's all going to be on the P1 Broadcasting Channel. Again, that's 9:45, so we're going to about 10 minutes later for the start of the race. And it's going to be on P1 Broadcasting. So remember, it's a new time and new channel. As always, for the correct time in your area, you can find everything on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. At P1 Broadcasting. On that note, we want to thank the FTN Broadcasting guys here for hosting us for the remainder of this first Xfinity Series. Thank you very much. We're very much entitled to you guys. If there's anything we can do to return the favor, thank you very much. But the best thing that everybody at home can do to the guys at FTN is make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. They definitely earned it. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support FTN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let them know what you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. And we had a lot of people checking in the chat. Thank you very much. We appreciate your interaction in chat. Always makes these races that much better. If you're new, click subscribe right at it. Hit the bell for weekly reminders so I'll miss out more of FT and other iRacing programming, including their coverage of the Road to Pro Series. That's the NASCAR Road to Pro Series. And all the qualifiers, you can check them out right here on FTN. Track cams today provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Special thank you for Whiplash Sim Cams for being the official camera pack provider of P1 on the ISRA. To learn more about Whiplash, follow them on Twitter or like them on Facebook. Links are in the description. So for Mark Murphy, who's down in Florida, and he's in the part of Florida that is not being impacted by a hurricane, so lucky him. So Mark Murphy, Antonio Estrada, everyone here at P1 and the ISRA, and especially FTN for hosting these last few weeks. We can't thank you enough. I'm Gary Gatto saying to all, good night, thanks for watching, and to all of the men and women serving in the military and its first responders. Godspeed, God bless, call them safe. Once again, congratulations to our Xfinity Series champion, Lionel Callisto, for his first Series championship. Second overall in the ISRA, behind his Truck Series championship last season. Catch us again right here in 2 weeks, on August 19th. On P1 on the P1 Broadcasting Channel as we kick off Season 2 of the ISRA Truck Series in Charlotte for the next race of the ISRA Truck Series. Good night, everybody.